Hello and welcome back to Remnant 2. Last time we ended up getting the Chicago typewriter out of the labyrinth and Leto's Mark II armor, and we went through the last area, I can't remember what it is, through the hatchery, fought the primogenitor, I believe it was called the primogenitor, and then we ended up spit out here at the Timeless Horizon. So now we continue on. And I think this is where we can find the engineer archetype, which, when I spot it, I'll tell you how to get it, because it's actually pretty easy to figure out. It's just, you die. If there's a way to get back, I don't know it. Maybe if you have just insane blight resist. But good luck with that one. Should probably let my summon take care of some guys. So yeah, now we got Nerude zombies. And psychic Nerude zombies. Okay, we're good. So let's try to map out the area first and foremost. This will also help us find the spawn for the engineer subclass. Or I guess archetype. I use them interchangeably. If you haven't figured that out already. Oh yeah, suppression, that's what those guys cause, or at least the zombies goop. Oh yeah, the corpse ball. Man, we're just getting hit with everything today. Yeah, this has to be the wackiest way to deal with those. Because normally you shoot the armor plates, and the plates blast off, and then there's explosive canisters underneath. You shoot the canisters, it blasts a chunk off, and then under the chunk is like this purple core heart, and you shoot the heart. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going along the edge because there's a lot of stuff in this area that is important, and I don't really want to get confused with all of it. Okay, we'll be able to tell right away when we see it. It's looking like a no over here. Because we have to look for a rock, spiky rock formation, a gap, and then a ledge like this. That's a nice little plateau. Once you see it, like you notice it for the first time, it'll become super obvious every time you see it afterwards. Cause see, it kind of looks like this rock, but then this doesn't have anything next to it, so it'd be like rock, gap, spiky things. But without the spikes, it's not worth going in there, you just die. There's nothing in there. I kind of wish there was like a suit you could get that'll let you traverse it a little more, and there was actual things out there, like a dungeon you could find, but I get that's asking a lot, and it's cool, but I think a lot of people would just never find it. Hey! That's important. That's a crashed, like, drone ship thing. We have to... If we're lucky, we find the pounder drills. And if we can find those, then we can find a mask we need. And if we find the mask we need, we can go in there and get the laser rifle. If not, it's all for naught. These guys kind of remind me a little bit of the engineers from Alien. Like if they weren't ripped. And then the black goo that turns people into like zombies and stuff. Let's just clear this out since this area's here, and I don't feel like coming back to it later. I don't think anything worthwhile is in this, but best to get it done with. Yeah, sometimes if you're lucky, the psychic guys, you can hit them hard enough and they'll actually drop to the ground. Most times you're not lucky, and they just sit there throwing globs adhered to what looks like screen doors at you. And as we've seen already, if they come at you in numbers, they can get really difficult. Or if you're caught in an area with other creatures, or you're just caught in a bad area. Okay, so there's that one. But we'll loop... Actually, we'll grab it now so I don't have to come back and think about it. Keep an eye out for these little escape pods. If you find all of them, you get a reward at the end. You get actually a neat gun. Which... the gun is good. I just don't know how viable it is. It feels like a good number of weapons are cool, but they kinda double as meme weapons. Alright, we'll do this fight legit. Yep, there's the core. Once you figure out how to do that fight, it's not difficult at all. It's actually kind of really easy. And I believe if you have anything that has punch through, like Merciless's Bloodline, you might be able to pop multiple armor plates. Ooh, we got the Deep Pocket Ring. That's really good. Increase ammo reserves. I'll toss that on right away. Because not being able to pick up as much per ammo thing sucks, but having more ammo in general, I think, is better. If you're playing co-op, see, as much as I say use the ring that shares ammo, a lot of people just don't care. People are very selfish and would rather just hog ammo instead of dividing it up. Because even if it's only one person, it's a handful of rounds being shared each time, and that can add up. Ah, ghost. Pink ghost. Now to kick the pod. We'll get the dungeon marked. This is a whole other experience, it looks like. So we'll come back to this later, because I guarantee this is a full-fledged dungeon. And at that point, I'd rather get everything else done beforehand. And there is 6 or 8 of these pods, so keep that in mind. I want to say 6? For a second I thought that was the spot, but it isn't. Man, they're gonna make it real difficult this time, or it's not gonna show up at all. Okay, I think this is it. We'll check. Because it looks like... Yep, it is. Okay, so you notice the pillars and everything. We jump across. Brazier armor. But we're... Then you grab that, the alien device. That is what you need to actually make the subclass. And you die. Okay, and we didn't get like a duplicate or anything. Oh hey, we got the cracked shell from Primogenitor. I think that gives us the space bugs. So you summon like 5 of those little... or space crabs. You summon 5 of those little guys and they'll chase someone down and explode. Yeah. So that's how you get that class, and then you just build it like normal. And you get to have fun with the engineer placing turrets. Or turret. The class effect for it is increased armor effectiveness, which can give you up to like 50% increased armor. So if you want to be like stupidly tanky, you run probably, I'd say, game, please. I don't appreciate being locked in an animation while taking damage. It's what we in the business like to call a dick move. But yeah, you run probably Challenger, you run Medic, you get the passive heal from Summoner, you get the armor boost. And I mean, at that point, you're pretty meaty. You get the fast roll no matter what. And you can make yourself kind of hard to hit, for sure. Once again, is it endgame style build? I don't know, probably not. I think at the end of the day, a lot of endgame boils down to any effects you can abuse, any buffs you can stack. And that's about it. It's just trying to figure out what you can really use to cheese the game. Some people will say it's running the dog. So the handler, some people will say it's other things. Oh great, suppressed. Looks like suppressed wore off, though. That is the one nice thing, is it looks to be an effect that wears off. I never really paid attention if it does or not, because sometimes I swear it's lasted 10 minutes, and other times like that it came and went just as fast. Should be a couple more pods out here. Looks like we're not going to have the smashy extractor thing, which is a bit of a bummer, because you have to look at them mid-smash, and some of them, or one of them will have a hole. Second the big pounder pulls up, you have to immediately go under it, get into the hole, fall down, fight through a bunch of these dudes. And then once they're all dead, there should be a guy with a special mask. And if you wear that, go into that ship, there's a door, and when the door will scan you, be like, oh, beepity boop, you have the mask. Therefore you can come in, you're like a engineer or a pilot. And then inside's the gun. It's another one where I had to re-roll the area in Adventure a few times, join a bunch of randoms. One thing I will say is there's a lot of randoms who seem to either not care about doing it multiple times, or they just don't know. Because doing it multiple times gets you levels for the gun, which you probably should do that. It's free upgrades. And if they haven't done it, well, it's a free gun. So let's see, I don't have the mask. No, I don't. I just have the engineer class. Because you need the special mask. We'll dip in for now, just so you kind of see what's up. But, yeah, so that door, need the mask for that. But behind here is the heavy metal, or yeah, hardcore metal band. And more. So we'll check out the ring quick. Taking damage adds bulwark, which eventually falls off after 10 seconds. Bulwark is, I believe, 6% damage reduction.
Gravitonic load lifters are powerful tools that allow operators to quickly shift and move heavy loads with ease. While they may seem easy to operate, they can be dangerous if improperly used. The following are the high-level guidelines for the safe and normal operation of gravitonic load lifters. For more detailed operating procedures and information, please consult the archival database. Guideline 1, Preliminary Inspection. Before entering the gravitonic load lifter, you are required to perform a full preliminary inspection on all major components. The load lifter must remain during this inspection. Guideline 2, Gravitonic Seals. Upon entering the load lifter, but before activation, you must perform a secondary inspection on all gravitonic seals. Warning, if gravitonic seals do not pass inspection, do not. Guideline 3, Powered Down Diagnostic. Once gravitonic seals have passed inspection, operators must engage program. This program will identify any internal malfunctions that may or may not have been apparent during prior visual inspection. Guideline 4, Securing Operator. Once the self-diagnostic program has successfully completed, confirm in their appropriate harnesses. Failure to do so may result in loss of limbs or life. Guideline 5, Initiating Startup. The most important step is as follows. If it is not observed, the load lifter can overload and detonate. While holding the power source, mode. Once power is flowing, engage the operational self-diagnostic program. Guideline 6, Operation. After operational self-diagnostic program has successfully completed, disengage.
Yeah, I just made you listen to the safety instructions on how to operate a sci-fi forklift. Kind of funny that they have all that in there. It's also kind of nice because to me, it kind of grounds the setting, and this planet is like, hey, these people have the equivalent of like a forklift. You still have safety briefs, you still have the most mundane and boring things. Because that's something a lot of settings either gloss over, and they're just like, yeah, these things happen, and then just move on, or they ignore them outright. And I think it's kind of funny just to sit down and actually have a full-on safety brief on proper use of like lifting equipment. Even if it's full of sci-fi jargon, gravitonic lifters and all that, like, who cares? It's still goofy. Did we kick you? Yeah, because you're beeping. It means we kicked you, because you're probably beeping. Yeah, what sucks is sometimes they'll bug out and not beep anymore. So then you have to run up, check it, be like, okay, do you beep, do you not beep? Yeah, so we'll have to come here once we get all of them. Which, we'll do that once we clear this whole area, because one, so we can get the reward, and two, just so that we can be sure it's all been done. Just kind of sucks we don't get the pounder, because I'd really like to get that laser rifle. I'll have to get it off screen at some point. Also kind of sucks because in that same pounder area, you get one of what used to be one of the best amulets, and it was a personal favorite of mine. If you watch my Remnant playthrough, I used it extensively once I got it. Vulcan's Detonator. Only in this game, it's called Detonation Trigger. Same thing as before, explosions deal bonus fire damage. Absolutely loved that in Remnant 1, but that's also because there was a stupid number of weapons that had innate blasts. So you could just pop shots, and combined with like acid and stuff like that, you could do some real cheap tactics. Now it's not as easy, but you can still do fun stuff. Okay, so there's that. I think that's everywhere. Yeah, that looks to be everywhere. So, let's go to the station over here and we'll clear that out. Because I believe we have all the pods. And this dungeon isn't too difficult, and this is a side one. Yep, there's the entrance. And when we complete everything, that panel there will activate. Ah, hello. Oh yeah, that's the elevator down, I think. Oh yeah, yep, that's the elevator down if you go all the way down, because you can go down there. I remember going through here with a friend and we're looking at it, we're like, I don't know, is it safe? Because some of these areas, they look safe, but then you end up jumping off and dying. And we just kept hemming and hawing it, and we saw a couple enemies, we're like, okay, I think it's safe. We weren't sure. First week of the game, you never know what's a bug, what's a feature. And then I just was just like, alright, screw it, there's two of us. I just threw myself off, landed down there, and was like, okay, we're good. We're safe. Didn't know how to get all the loot from here, but now that I know you have to go through this dungeon, it's a lot easier. Dark Conduit. Trying to remember which one this is. I think this is an easy fight. This one, if this is the fight I'm thinking of, there's a secret thing here. If it's not the fight I'm thinking of, then it could be a couple other ones, and those vary.
Here they come.
That's good to find.
Thanks for...
Yeah, the ammo bonus from the Ring of Accord doesn't matter when I'm pulling 79 rounds off one ammo box. Reserve boosting gem, that is... increases health regen by 0.3 per second. 1 second after going below 50% health, increases health regen to 2 per second until 50% health is reached. So that's kind of a... that might actually be good on this build, because I think if the 50% healing boost is added, that'll bring it up to 0.48. So that's a pretty solid amount. Oh, yep, I remember this. Yep. I know that room all too well. Because a lot of people don't know how to do that fight. We'll go do it. Yeah, that is a definite must. Clear those guys out before you step in. Because the boss should show up in a second. Hello, boss. Hey, Bouse. Ah, there's Bouse. Whoop.
Glad that's over.
Relic Dust, Corrupted Luminite, did we get? I don't think we got a new mod or new mutator. No. No. Oh well. Kinda sucks we didn't get anything new, but can't always happen now, can it? But as you can see, the boss isn't tough, it's just those guys are kind of meaty, and I think he had, what, Hardy and Minions? Which is a interesting combo, to say the least. And can be pretty dangerous. But once again, my Eye of Madness saves the day by just shutting down enemies and giving me tons of damage output. Ah, there we go. Toma knowledge is finally peaked. Bit of a shame I've already hit my skill point cap, but it's whatever. At this point, the name of the game, at least for offline or off-screen grinding, will be just getting subclasses done. Because having the option to use the other classes' skills will be really useful, and just to grab a couple extra skills I don't have. Have to find the recoil one, because that just makes all auto weapons really good. Is this the heart I think we need? I think it is.
Oh, my lucky day.
No, it isn't. That was the crystal heart. It's not bad. It'd be cool if I could give, like, if I used it, if nearby allies could get the damage reduction. But I feel like if it were to actually convey that, it would also do the movement speed penalty. And that's really rough. Half your movement speed, for a lot of people, is going to get them killed. But now that that's running, we can make our way out. And upon doing so, that terminal that was inactive should now be active, and we'll go turn that on and get the rewards from that. There we go. Terminal is on.
Okay, this is it.
So we'll activate it. It's gonna keep doing that a few times. I think we saw one of the pods actually come in. But as you can see, this one appeared, so now the next one will appear here. And we have to wait and it'll do another 1, 2, 3 times. Because the rest of these are gunked up. But yeah, first one, scrap, scrap. Iron. The galvanized resupply band, this is actually really good. We'll just look at it, but 50% increased ammo when you pick up any ammo. So ammo pickups increased by 50%. That, nope, meant to go to this, combined with the deep pocket ring, you will easily never run out of ammo. It is what I usually run on my builds. When I do co-op, I would typically drop this and this, run this, the Band of Accord for the 25% extra ammo pickup and sharing, and then the other one, because then, even if I'm trying to think how to word this, it allows me to have enough wiggle room so that when I need ammo, I can pick it up, usually fill up my reserves then and there, and then other players can be greedy. And I'm not left in the lurch like I can be. Difference engine, that, while shield is active, gain 20% damage and 1.5% of base damage Delta's lifesteal. I don't know how that is, really. We don't have, I think, enough rings for a decent shield build. And I think shield builds... Yeah, like, we get that for spending stamina. We have Ring of Crisis. And that's it. So we don't have a lot to work with. Oh no, did we not find the last pod? Oh my god, okay. So, I'm gonna off-screen hunt for the last pod because we kinda need it. Because that's the one with the best reward. So we'll be back when I finally find it. Okay, so I've been exploring the area, found this little dungeon off to the side. I have to check over here still, because I think that's where the coffin is. Coffin escape pod thing. Because otherwise, I don't know where it is. We're supposed to have 5. And we only have 4 for some reason. And that's strange because they're all supposed to spawn. So, come back to that in a minute. But the area I thought was a dungeon here looks to be just its own little structure. I found a simulacrum down on the first floor. So now we have 2, so we'll be able to max out the relic charges. And this, the ionic crystal, is another crafting item for a weapon mod, I believe. I'll have to check which one is. I think it is the energy shield, because they don't have the black tier. like Remnant 1 had, but there was a wall. The big difference is the wall only has, I think it can absorb 500 points of damage. So it isn't like the tier, where the tier I think was just invincible. But still pretty cool. This just keeps going up. And now down. Oh yeah, because it brings us down to this part. Override pin, so now we have both of those, which is good. We can go get an item from these. I don't remember if it consumes them though, which is the problem, because we use, I think, both for the final boss. I know at least one of them we consume for the boss fight to get the alt rewards. But yeah, so... Oh, there it is. Sitting right in the open. Okay, so we'll grab that, and then I'll meet you back at the station so we can get the reward. Because that was the whole point of this whole deal. Oh, that's gonna beat us there. Ooh. Okay, now we're finally back. We got the last item.
I like that.
Star Shot. Now, this is a interesting weapon for sure. Big Bang funnels all current mod charges into the next shot. Projectile deals 97.5 direct damage and 97.5 explosive per charge consumed in a 5-meter radius. Explosion deals 1.72.5 burning damage over 20 seconds per charge consumed. Additional charges increase all damage by 5%, max 5 charges. The basic shot is also a blast, so detonation trigger doesn't work as well because I think you can only apply one burning debuff, but your basic attacks will now apply burning debuffs if you had detonation trigger. It's slow firing. That 2.5 rounds per second, you are gonna feel it, considering the only thing slower is the double barrel, and I think that's more because of the reload. But it's definitely an option. And that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.